Welcome to the Andy Ruther Show. Here is your host, Andy Ruther.
Welcome back to another episode of the Andy Ruther Show. That is me, Andy Ruther, coming to you on this very windy over here in Cincinnati today. It's that spring weather. Tornadoes, rain, wind, you know. You know, if you're from here, you know. I'm tired today. I'm tired. The baby's been a pain in the ass. Just going to be pretty blunt about it. I really did jinx it. I really jinxed it, man. Like the first 4 weeks, little baby girl, I was like, yo, she's so much easier than the first one. She's chill. She doesn't have to be held every second. Wrong. Dude, she has sucked the last 6 weeks. She's really sucked. It's like not getting any better. And like, Brittany is freaking out, doesn't know what to do. I'm just like, I don't know. You try all these things. The gas. Dude, until you have a kid, it's insane how like a just gas could really mess somebody up. Like she has terrible gas and she can't let it out. And she goes psycho. I mean psycho, and like tears are coming down her eyes and she's screaming. I'm like, I don't know, just fart, man. Just like fart. Can't you just fart? I always look at her. I'm a terrible dad. I just go, I don't know what to do. I'm just my hands are like this. Like the Michael Jordan security guard meme. I'm just like from The Last Dance. I'm like, I don't know. Can you just fart? Going down rabbit holes, like how do you release baby? You know, we've tried it all. Everybody knows there's so many different things you can do to release gas. You don't realize the digestive tract is not fully formed. I'm just like, how does this happen? I guess they swallow air when they drink a bottle. You know, we're doing formula feeding, all these things. You're just like, what do I do? She's just going nuts last night, just psycho. She woke up, I gave her a bottle at like, I don't even remember, 4 a.m. and just going psycho for like 30 minutes. Off and on. I just went back up to our bedroom. I was like, yo, you gotta help me. I don't know what are we doing here? So we shoved that little windy baby to relieve gas in her ass. Which they must make a killing on that. The windy baby, they just must make a killing on that. Like, imagine if you needed that as an adult. You couldn't just fart. You'd have to have something shoved in your ass every time. Imagine that. That's what's going on with these babies. She did it again today. Brittany was like, I need a little break. I'm going to go for a walk. I was like, cool. She's like, you got to change your feeder. Sure enough, like 30 minutes of just like going psycho. I shoved 2 windy babies in her ass. I was like, I'm doing it on my own today. I'm not messing around. Let's get the windy baby. And then my 2-year-old had a blowout this morning. I got her feces all over me. So that was a great day. I'm like, I got one kid who can't shit, the other kid who's just shitting all over the place. You have to laugh though. Like I'm laughing about. I'm like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'm not gonna freak out. Like, I mean, I do. Trust me, I do. I lose my mind at times. But like, what are you gonna do? You're just like, come on, man. You got gas? What? They just fart. See, my problem is I talk to babies like they're normal, just adult people. I'm like, can you just fart? Come on, dude. Can you just fart, little girl? Can you just let out a little gas? But it's been hell. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's been hell. But like it's all a blur, you know. You like forget. You're like, how much did I sleep last night? How little did I sleep? And I'm not. Here's the thing they don't tell you about the sleep. most people can't just go back to sleep, right? So like last night, I'm up at 4. We're probably up. I'm up from like 4 to 4:45. I wake Brittany up. She helps me. Now we're pushing to like 5:15, 5:20. So I can't just like hop back in bed and go to sleep. My alarm is set for 7:30 for my 2-year-old, right? So it's like I didn't probably didn't fall asleep till 6, but whatever. Like that's life, man. That's being a parent. And we'll get to that later. I want to talk about this woman I discovered. This woman I discovered because the video went viral on Twitter. Apparently, she's big on TikTok. We're gonna talk about this woman later in the show because she here's the thing. She's one of those people who I'm like, dude, it's part of it doesn't mean it's easy, but like, lack of a better term, man up. I tell my 2-year-old that I'm like, man up. Is that bad parenting? I don't know. I'm compassionate, I'm nice, but at times I'm just like, man up, little girl. You got to man up. Like, this is what it is. Life is hard. Doesn't mean you can't be sensitive. Doesn't mean you can't have emotion. You should have all those things. It can also be hard, and just acknowledge that. Speaking of a hard life, I want to bring up this guy who got arrested for leaving his kids at a McDonald's because he had a job interview and he basically had nowhere to take them. This one went viral as well. Here's the headline from the New York Post. Georgia dad arrested for leaving young kids at McDonald's to attend job interview. Ex-NFL star Antonio Brown vows to help family, report. Yeah, because that's what you want. Antonio Brown, although he did set up a GoFundMe, I saw. So here's the story. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I saw this on Twitter. A Georgia father was arrested after leaving his 3 young kids unattended at a McDonald's to go to a nearby job interview. Chris Lewis, 24-year-old Chris Lewis, allegedly walked with his 3 kids from his apartment to the restaurant in Augusta, Georgia about 10 days ago. The kids were ages 1, 6, and 10. They spent their time alone in the restaurant, which has an indoor play area attached to the dining room. Lewis was seen leaving the fast food joint, returning shortly after to check on his kids before leaving again, a worried customer told police. Karen. He returned about 2 hours later, it seems. So I don't know if he came back a few times in that 2 hours. It says he did at least once, where police confronted him for leaving his children alone in public. Lewis, who doesn't own a car, told police he left his kids because he didn't want them to walk back to his home as he was at the job interview. Police waited inside with Lewis until the children's mom arrived to take her kids home. He was charged with... What was he charged with? We could get more ads here. Thank you, New York Post. Give me some more ads. I need more ads. He was charged with deprivation of a minor. And now Antonio Brown's helping him because he started to GoFundMe. Okay, so here's a debate. I saw everybody debating this. I saw everybody on the X. X gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you. First we're gonna rock, then we're gonna roll. What a great voice DMX had. That guy will get you turned. That's what I need to listen to. Wake up, baby screaming because she's got gas or needs her diaper changed or needs a bottle. Just play some DMX. Just walking. I'm going to be the DMX. That's what I'm going to call myself, the DMX dad. I'm going to dress like him, put on a black wife beater, just start barking. Ho, ho, ho. Here's a bottle. Ho, ho, ho. Anyway, he leaves his kid at McDonald's, his kids, 1, 6, and 10. And everybody's debating. Everybody has an opinion. First of all, I want to say this. We talk about now versus back in the day. I have 3 older brothers. I have a younger brother. There's 5 boys. There's 5 of us in my family, for those who aren't familiar. 5 boys separated by 11 years. My mom used to leave my brother with all of us, my oldest brother, who's 8 years older than me, I'm second youngest of the 5, and he'd handle it. You couldn't do that nowadays. Like nowadays, you couldn't do that. My mom would leave all 5 boys, not all the time, but sometimes at the house. I'm talking an 11-year-old taking care of a baby, like baby, not even one, like the kid in the article. I'm talking a few months old. There's the funny story I know I've shared, at least on some podcast, where my parents are literally attending their weekly bowling night. This is in the 80s, mid 80s. And my little brother has a fever and he's like 2 months old and he's with the 11-year-old. And my brother, my oldest brother, has to call the bowling alley, right? We're talking way before cell phones, has to call the bowling alley to let them know my brother really doesn't look too good. Like, I'm saying that's how it was. 11-year-old, you're watching 4 other brothers. You're watching them. You can handle it. So here's my point. There's a 10-year-old here watching the kids. You don't know that 10-year-old's level of maturity. You don't know the 10-year-old's level of maturity. I have a lot of nephews and nieces, and the age range varies. I have some who are very mature, who have younger siblings, who I would totally trust with a 1-year-old, with a 6-year-old. I mean, my little brother, his daughter is very mature. She's the oldest. She's very maternal. I've said this forever. I trust her. If she, like when she was 10, I would have trusted her with a 1-year-old for a couple hours. 100%. 100% would have trusted her with a 1-year-old and a 6-year-old. Again, every kid varies. I got nephews and nieces that are older than her that I wouldn't trust as much. That's my point, is like it depends on the person. Kids mature differently. I just don't like how somebody did you talk to the kids first? Did you just call the cops? Did you go full Karen? Did somebody got concerned? Did you talk to the father? He's obviously, look, there's probably more to this story, but he's obviously not in a good spot. He doesn't own a car. He's at a job interview. He probably didn't know what to do with the kids. He probably thought, now it would make more sense to leave them in a public setting where they would have a better chance of being taken care of than at home in case something happened, right? I'm assuming that's the thought process here. You leave the kids in the McDonald's, they can go in the playpen, although that's risky. That's like a McDonald's playpen in 2025 is really risky. Although, is it? Or is there nobody in there? Are kids going in the playpens anymore? Yo, the playpens were lit when I was a kid, man. If you had a McDonald's with a playpen, I mean, that was some cool shit. Like a McDonald's with a playpen when I grew up in the 80s and 90s, that was like a high-end McDonald's. Like you were living large at that McDonald's. That was the upper class McDonald's. That was the 5-star McDonald's. Like, we got a playpen, man. We got balls, we got slides. Although I keep thinking of the McDonald's by me as a kid that had a playpen. And I'm just remembering I was with a buddy, we're probably 2nd or 3rd graders, and there was this little kid in there just taking the worst dump. I mean, we're all those things used to go high. We're all up in the playpen in the McDonald's on Beachmont Avenue here in Cincinnati, which I ended up working at, which I've discussed. Ended up working at that McDonald's in the playpen, dressing as the hamburglar. Fun job. Dressing as the hamburger. I can't even say the word. Hamburglar, running kids' parties. I worked at that McDonald's. But anyway, I remember we were in the playpen and this kid was just absolutely unloading. I mean, it smelled. He was stinking up the entire slide, the entire tunnel, just everything in the playpen. I remember this to this day. It's Sam. He was like, "What are you doing, man?" what's your name? And he's like, Sam. And he's just like what my daughter unloaded this morning. Just like just the worst of the worst mud butt. This kid was just unloading. And I was just an immature. Again, maturity matters. Like an immature third grader, just laughing with my buddy, like, oh man, that's disgusting. That's foul. And he just he just stayed in there. And we'd go down the slide and we'd come back up and climb up through everything again. And that kid's just in there grunting. Ugh, just disgusting. Just unloading in the McDonald's playpen. Anyway, the dad leaves the kids there. He's obviously trying to better himself, right? He's trying to improve his life. He's applying for a job. I don't know the situation. The mom ends up picking him up. I don't know where she's at. He doesn't have a car. He's got some money coming his way now, though. Oh man, he's added $8,000 in this GoFundMe since I looked at it a few hours ago. Antonio Brown's GoFundMe. The goal was to raise $50K. It's raised over $56K. Is this the actual McDonald's? I wonder. I'll pull this up. Is this the actual McDonald's where the kids were playing? All right. So this is the GoFundMe here. Pursuit of Happiness. I'm playing off the Will Smith movie. Chris Lewis. There we are, the McDonald's. I want to know who created this. It definitely wasn't Antonio Brown. He's the organizing fundraiser. Story caught me by surprise. The dad is just trying to find a way to make money for his family. I know he shouldn't just leave these kids, but some people don't have the means for babysitting. This GoFundMe is set up to help this man. I've spoken with GoFundMe, and they will get the funds to Chris and the family. I haven't spoken to Chris yet, but I hope to do so soon. I mean, I know people are going to have mixed opinions on this. I know people are going to have. So you can't leave those kids. You're going to look at me and go, Andy, you can't leave those kids. Look, I don't know the situation. Again, it matters. It matters the age. I don't know. I'm saying it matters the maturity, not the age. It's like it all matters. I mean, I don't know. Does he tell the McDonald's workers, hey, I'm going for a job interview? Can you guys watch my kids? I don't know what the move is. Clearly, he was in a bad spot. That's all I know. My point is, people shouldn't just jump to conclusions. You don't know what's going on there. You don't know what he's going through. Have a little empathy. Have a little compassion. Don't be like, give him the electric chair, bitch. You left your kids in the playpen. Sam's in over there probably taking a dump. I don't know. I'm picturing a Karen. I'm picturing a Karen. Aren't you? Like I'm getting a mental image of some Karen, and and race is gonna play into it. I'll be honest, it is. Some of you are not gonna want to hear that race plays into it. It might play into it. A black dude, what's he doing with his dreads? I'm calling the cops. Why are his kids here? I'm just saying it could have played a role into it. You don't know. You don't know. There might be a reason behind it. I mean, parenting's not easy. Especially if he's trying to be dude, I think about that all the time, man. If I was like a single dad, with these two little kids, brutal. Just absolutely brutal. It would be pretty brutal. That's why I have respect. Like, you raise kids, single parent, I got mad respect for that. Because it's not easy. It's just not easy. Which gets me to the woman I alluded to earlier, guys. The woman I alluded to earlier. This chick. I'm going to devote a lot of the show, probably the rest of the show, to this chick. Because I uncovered her. I uncovered her website, from her video. I'm doing deep dives. So this video came out and was going nuts on Twitter. In fact, how many views does it have? It was basically a repurposed TikTok video. Okay. It has over 72 million views. And the chick who posted it, somebody with a big following or something, I don't know, posted it, says, "A woman's love language is not having to ask." Brilliant. And it's titled, "Why I Considered Divorcing My Husband." And I see that and I'm just like, oh, okay. I want to hear what this white woman's going to be complaining about. Let's call it what it is. It's like some of the Bill Burr bits. Like, let's call what it is. This white woman complaining. What are you complaining about? Why I considered divorcing my husband? Because my life is so difficult. So I was like, let's watch this. I started watching this the other day. Again, everybody's commenting on it. So this chick, as a preference, real quick. Let's pull it up.
I've been with my husband for almost 20 years.
I mean, do you not want to punch her already in the face? Do you like? Apparently, she's a thing. Again, I didn't know about this. Apparently, she's a thing. But do you not want to punch her? Let's do this one instantly when you see her. I've been with my husband almost 20 years, but now let me go on an epic rant complaining about said husband. Okay, so this woman's name, as a reference, is Paige Connell. Paige Connell. And she has social media feeds at She Is a Paige Turner, as in Paige, like her name. First of all, corny ass name. She is a Paige. I bet she thought she was so funny with that. She is a Paige Turner. So anyway, this is a 5-minute video that everybody had strong opinions on. Very, very similar to the dude who left his kids at McDonald's. Okay. So let's see what Paige has to say about her husband.
I have been with my husband for almost 20 years, but about 3 years ago, I was strongly considering divorce, and I want to talk to you about why. So I'm going to tell you the story of the day where I thought to myself, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. My husband and I had 4 kids. We both worked full time. We had been together for 16 years at this point. We've been together since high school. And on paper, I have an amazing husband. He is incredibly supportive. He's kind. He's loyal. He's a great dad. He's very hands-on. He's an active participant. He's always present. Like, on paper, what else could I ask for?
Okay, so let's stop it here. So she's just listing all these great things about her husband. Sounds like a great dad. Sounds like a great guy. Sounds like a great partner. But now I'm just going to continue. Now I'm going to start just destroying him. Dude, she has an extremely punchable face and voice, I have to say. Like, the more of these videos I watched of her, extremely punchable. And then I went to her website and I was just like, man, I really don't like you. Like, people get worked up on politics and certain politicians and people in that, like, but this is the type of person that would like get me worked up. It's getting me worked up. Listen, she's ready to just throw this dude under the bus. She wanted to divorce him because of something that happened one day. Let's get to it.
But in reality, my experience is very similar to the experience of other women. I had this amazing husband who on paper was great, but I was incredibly frustrated and burnt out from our marriage and from motherhood. Because what happens to so many of us is that we marry these amazing men and we have amazing relationships and then we have kids. And when we have kids, women tend to carry a disproportionate amount of the work in the home, the work of raising kids, and the mental load. And that is
based on what? Based on what? By the way, I fully disagree with her. I fully disagree with her that women are carrying the, like, dude, it depends on the relationship. Again, not my house. I'm Mr. Mom. I work from home. I pick up the kids from daycare. I take them to daycare. I do the laundry. She does it now. She's on maternity leave. Give me a nice little break. I cook. I'm just saying, like, she just tosses these things out there. I'd say at daycare, it's 50-50 dads and moms who's picking up, who's dropping off the kids. Like, the classic gender norms of 1950 are not the same in 2025. Anyway, I digress.
That's exactly what happened to us. About 3 months after my fourth baby was born, I remember looking at my husband and saying, I need more. I need you to do more. I am exhausted. I am in charge of everyone and everything in this house. Every night when we cook dinner, you ask me what to make. Every day when you drop off the kids at daycare, you ask me what they need in their backpacks. I am the project manager of this home and I need you to do more. And he looked at me and he said, okay, just tell me what to do. Right? Every woman has heard this. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And I said, okay, something that would make my life easier is if in the mornings when I came downstairs with the 4 kids, because I do mornings by myself, the dishwasher was emptied, the dishes were put away, and the trash was taken out. That would make my life so much easier because when I've got the 4 kids running around and the baby crying, I can't be looking for their favorite water bottle in the dishwasher. I just need to know it's clean. And he said, yeah, of course. What? Yeah, I'll do that. That's no problem. And so, of course, he does it. But then I have to remind him, and then he forgets, and then I have to remind him again. And there was this one morning where I woke up, and I went to put something in the trash, and it was overflowing. And I went to get my son's water bottle, and it was in the dishwasher with all the other clean dishes. And I felt so disrespected and unseen and unvalued at that point in
Oh
time.
my
And I
God.
remember texting.
Okay. Dude, you're like, what's so amazing about somebody like this? She's acting like she is in this just like unique. Dude, that's every relationship. Welcome to every relationship, Paige. Like you get annoyed at somebody. I'll tell Brittany to do something. She'll tell me to do something. We ignore each other. We don't do it. We fall back in our old ways. That's called life, honey. That's called marriage. That's called raising a family. That's called having kids. It's not all roses. It's not all peaches and cream. That's what like somebody like this just like gets under my skin. She's acting like she's saying something so revolutionary. Like as a woman, I could not believe that the dumpster was full of trash. I told him, then just tell him to take out the trash. Just say, hey, dude, I told you a million times. Stop being a douche. Take out the trash.
My husband being like, what happened? Like, why didn't you do this? And he said, sorry, I was running late for work. And I remember thinking, oh my God, he doesn't see me. Because what he's done has now made me late for work. And he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about the impact on me. And he doesn't see how every single thing in our home happens because I ask him to do it, or because I do it myself, or because I planned and organized it. The diaper bag is full because I filled it, right? I put the wipes in there. And I felt so frustrated. And I remember thinking, what's the point? What's the point of doing this with someone else? I might as well just do it alone. And it's not because my husband didn't love me or he did anything to me. And it's not because I didn't love him, but because I felt so taken advantage of.
Dude, what is she talking? Like, ladies, women, oh my God. You felt taken advantage of because you had the diaper bag always ready and the wipes ready? You felt taken advantage of? Really? In your nice little house in suburbia? Like, dude, this is like definition of first world problems. Have some perspective. Have some perspective. By the way, I cannot watch any more of this video. We'll watch some other ones that are gonna drive me crazy. Like, I just can't do it right now. Let's talk about her website. Her website, Paige Connell. Paige is a working mother of 4 who shares relatable content on TikTok and Instagram, highlighting the everyday experiences of women balancing motherhood, careers, and relationships. All right, let's pull her up. For anybody watching the video, you guys need to see this so you can see exactly who I'm talking about. Because you need to see her. You need to see how punchable she is. I mean, she's very punchable. I'm just gonna call it as it is. Dudes have a punchable face, chicks have punchable faces. It's the same thing. Known for her candid insights on the mental load of motherhood and the challenges of creating equity at home and work. Her content resonates. Equity. Dude, people love tossing that term around now. Equity. The equity of home? The equity of home. Dude, she must be married to the biggest cuck. I'm sorry, dude. You're a cuck. I don't know you. I don't know what you look like. This is who you sleep next to? She's talking about the equity. But women eat this up. They do. She's got a massive following. I was looking it up. She's got a massive following. People eat this up. And again, so this is what I always say, and it drives Brittany crazy. This is the difference between men and women. It just is. It's the difference. Like, we're different. It's fine. Like, I've accepted it. We're different. We're different. Like, Paige, you need to realize that, like, dudes and chicks are different. They're different. Physically, emotionally, we're different. Yeah, there's some crossover. We're different. The equity of the home. Oh my, dude, if I was ever with somebody who talked about the equity of the home, I'd literally go, I give her the peace, I'm out, like, handle the kids forever. Like, I'm moving back to California. I can't. So of course I went to her website because that's what we're on, but she's got this, her big thing is talking about the mental load. Paige Connell is a working mom of 4 who knows firsthand what it's like to carry the mental load, and she's not afraid to talk about it. With a community of over 500,000, she puts words to what so many women feel but struggle to express, breaking down the invisible labor of motherhood, marriage, and work. She's here to help women navigate these conversations, push for real change, and stop carrying it all alone. Dude, this is like the most 2025 like pussy shit I've ever seen. And by the way, that's not to say it's not hard, because it is. I'm dealing with it right now. We got 2 kids under 2. It's not easy. It's mentally exhausting. It's physically exhausting. But it's part of the gig, man. It's part of it. Like, that's for the rest of your life. Like, Brittany's mom always says that, and it's true. And I think about my own mom. My mom had to look after her 5 boys until the day she died. That doesn't be, if you're a good parent, that doesn't end. Yeah, it's exhausting. It's also extremely rewarding. But like, the notion that, like, it's so, you know what, it's difficult being a woman in the 1860s. How about that? Being the woman in the early 1900s. Like, I find this stuff exhausting and also laughable. It's laughable. Like, really? Let's watch this video. She's talking about packing lunches. Like, she's stuck in a trench in World War II. Like, she's storming the beaches of Normandy because she's packing kids' lunches. Again, have some perspective. It doesn't mean I don't get mad. It doesn't mean I don't get frustrated with my kids. Of course I do. We're all human. But at the end of the day, I'm in my nice little comfy house in suburbs of Cincinnati. Like, I have it easy. Watch this video.
I made a video yesterday sharing one small example of what the mental load looks like for mothers in particular. It was
the mental load of mothers in particular. Are we hearing this? The mental load of mothers in particular.
Me packing my kids' lunches and talking you through all the things I think about when I'm packing my kids' lunches. And it's so interesting because all of the women, they seem to get it. They know what this feels like. When you talk to women, they know what the mental load is. But when
you're soft, you're just admit it. You're soft. My mom never once complained about packing her son's lunches. Not once. Not once. Not a single time. Never was she like, that's the least of my mom's problems. She's like, what are my kids getting into? Who got arrested? Who did something at school? Who broke something? She was never like, oh, I had to pack 5 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for my 5 boys before they headed off to school. And let me tell you, that was a mental load. You know what was a mental load for my mom? When I got arrested one of the many times. Or when my brother fought somebody and the cops came. It's like, that's a mental load. My brother going to war. Doesn't know she's going to see her son again. That's a mental load. This woman.
you talk to men, they say, Just stop doing it. Just stop doing it all. But what's so interesting is when you look at the comments on this video, you will see so many people talking about their experiences with their fathers. Their fathers forgetting that they've been vegetarian for years and sending them with meat to school. Their fathers forgetting they have an allergy.
This woman hates dudes. Bro, you're married to, who is the guy married to this woman? Who is the guy married to? You let her do the, you don't, first of all, you don't work. She does videos nonstop. I'm looking like this is your full-time job, which is fine. You're an influencer, whatever it is. You're a content creator. That's fine. Look at her. I'm balancing all the, you chose that. You chose to have the kids. That's the thing I always want to put in perspective to people. It's like, you chose this life. This life didn't choose you. For most people, you chose to have the 4 kids. This is part of the gig. It's exhausting, and it's a Groundhog Day, and it's a never-ending cycle. And you find joy and peace in little things. It's the small things.
And sending them an allergen in their lunchbox. Men leaving comments saying, stop giving your kids options. They eat what they eat or they don't eat at all.
Preach, man, preach. I see you dudes. I see you guys in the comment section.
This is the difference between men and women. Women, when they are parents, are trying very hard to show up in a way that will benefit their kids, to show that they care about their kids. And not only that, women are...
And men don't. Like, this is what I'm saying. This is like classic men versus women, but it's also, she's completely blind. You know what's amazing about this? She's completely blind that maybe it will benefit my kid saying, you either eat this or don't eat it all. Sometimes you need tough love. Sometimes you need to be a hard ass with your kids. And sometimes you need to be sympathetic and compassionate and sensitive. It's called having a balance. This woman is out of her mind. And you know what I think boils my blood a little is that so many women are like, I know, I feel what she goes through. I feel her pain. It's such a mental load. I have to get up. I have to get my kids ready for school. I have to make their lunches. It's physically and mentally and emotionally draining. I mean, she's literally talking about lunches, guys. I feel like Allen Iverson. Lunches? We talking lunches? We're not talking brain surgery. We're not talking stage 4 cancer. We're talking lunches. Lunches? We're not talking front lines of Ukraine, Russia. We're not talking dodging bombs and missiles in the Gaza Strip. We're talking lunches. We're talking Lunchables. We're talking PB&J. We're not talking being on an airplane that's going down and you might die. We're talking lunches. This woman is so absolutely physically exhausting. Dude, it's almost like a, I know the word's overused. Is this like a grift? She just is like preying on just women who are like, yeah. And, I'll just say it. And women, you're not going to like to hear this if I have any women who actually listen or watch this show. This is the type of stuff, though. And I say it all the time. And Brittany doesn't like it, and her mom doesn't like it. And I said the same thing to my mom or whoever. This is why a woman has never been president. I'm just saying, like, this is kind of why. I'm not saying a woman couldn't be president. It's kind of why. Like, your side is complaining. It's not us versus them, but it is in this instance. Your side's complaining about lunches. I'm just saying, there's not a female. Is there a female equivalent of like a David Goggins out there who's just like, man up? That's my thing. I love David Goggins. He's also insane and he's also hilarious to me. But the David Goggins type of like, stay hard, just like whatever. He's insane. But we need that in life, right? You could argue more men need to be emotionally supportive or sensitive, and that's fine, and I'll counter it. And women need to just man up, for lack of a better term. Just man up. Yeah, it's not easy, but you got to do it. Okay, this one is titled The Mental Load of Parenthood.
Let's talk about the mental load of parenthood for a minute, because it is Monday morning at 9 a.m. and I have lived a whole life and I haven't even started my work day. All right.
She's lived a whole life, guys, and hasn't started her. Let's put in air quotes. Where do you work? Where do you work, Paige? I want to know. Because you have time to do a TikTok video. Do you work? Do you? You sure about that?
Right. First and foremost, I get 4 kids up and ready for school, pack their lunches, drop off at daycare, drop off at the bus, the whole 9. But then
again, that's called being a fucking parent. That's called being a parent. You get your kids up, you dress them, you give them breakfast, you take them to school, you drop them off at the, that's literally called being a parent. That's life, man. And if you don't do that, you're a shitty parent.
Then I go into my inbox and my reminders, and I have a million things I have to do. First off, I have a text message from a pharmacy. My daughter has an EpiPen. Our insurance, for some reason, changed their coverage. So now we can't go to our regular pharmacy. So I've been going back and forth with doctors. Now we're going through some mail order system, and they only text me. They will not email me. I don't know why. It is so frustrating.
Oh my God. How are you ever going to survive? Just look at her, guys. Look at her. And if you're listening to the audio, look at this where we're paused at. Just look at this face. She is, God, she is just so obnoxious. I want somebody to just go like this to her face. Just take your hand and just, not like physically hurting her, but just like the hand to the face and just push it right to it. Just be like, bye-bye. Stop talking to me. Bye-bye. Dude, what's funny? She's talking about, it's funny because, again, I'm in that situation with my family since Brittany has a 9 to 5 as a pharmacist. She can't just drop what she's doing and pick up the kid from daycare who's sick or vomiting or has to go to the doctor. And yeah, it does get frustrating. The amount of times I took Isla, our firstborn, to the pediatrician because of her ears and ear infections, I was going to lose my freaking mind. I was going to lose my mind. But I'm also like, this is parenting, man. Yeah, it sucks. She has another ear infection. I got to take her to the pediatrician again. And I got stuff to do for my work. I got to do this again. And the grass needs to be cut. And we need to figure out dinner. All those things. It's like, yeah, but that's part of it. Again, the difference between men and women is I'm like, okay, that's my role in my relationship and in my house. I'm not making videos calling it the mental load. It's unbelievable. And she doesn't do her husband's laundry, by the way. I saw that too. I saw that. Do I have that video? She doesn't do her husband's laundry.
Some advice that women gave me before I got married and became a mother. And this advice came from women in my family. They gave me this advice because they wanted to warn me. They wanted to warn me about what they experienced.
Where are your kids? Are you parenting? Is she parenting? I know I'm going on forever about this woman, guys. I know you're like, we get it. She sucks. Or you're like, she doesn't suck. Whatever you feel, I don't really care. I can't stop though. It's just, it's unbelievable. Like your kids are nowhere to, where are these amazing kids that you're being the best mom of 4 to, that you're packing their lunches? I don't think you are. I don't think you are. You got a lot of free time to make TikTok videos, a lot of free time to make Instagram reels.
In marriage and motherhood, and prepare me so I didn't necessarily go through the same things that they went through. And I share this advice because there's this very common narrative right now that women just aren't made like they used to be. They don't.
You're not made like you used to be, just like the previous generation before that was not. I've said this a million times. You're not. I'm not. I'm softer than my dad. My dad was softer than his dad, who grew up in the Great Depression. You're not. We're not as mentally strong. We have these. Oh, I need food? I'm just going to pull up my phone, hop on DoorDash. We're not. And here's the thing I've noticed, and it's women. I hate to say it. It's you women. Why will women just not admit that we are mentally and physically softer than previous generations? It's fine. I'm softer than my parents. I am. I'm softer. And they're softer than their parents.
Like to cook and clean. They don't take care of their husbands. So they're not loyal anymore. What happened to a loyal woman who was in it for the long haul, right? And there's this huge narrative that women have changed. And I think the missing piece of this conversation is that we've changed because other women warned us and prepared us for what to expect from marriage and relationships, from motherhood, and just from society as a whole. And so if you need to hear it, this is just a little bit of the advice or warnings that were given to me. My grandmother, she always said, you'll never clean a man's toilet. You can marry him, but you tell him, I will never clean.
So it all makes sense now, guys. It all makes sense. That was your grandmother's advice, not to clean another dude's toilet. I have no problem cleaning my significant other's toilet. Never had a problem doing that. Just like I don't have a problem cleaning a toilet that one of my kids, when they can finally get potty trained, is going to blow up. That's the advice. Oh, I'm not going to clean the shit stains for my significant. Why? Why not? It's part of the gig. You're all family.
Your toilet. My mother, she told me to never rely on a man financially. No matter what I did, no matter what I wanted out of life, I needed to make sure that I could financially take care of myself and my children.
Okay, I don't hate the don't rely on somebody else. That's a good piece of advice. It doesn't have to do with a man or a woman. Just take care of yourself.
And never rely on a man. Okay? My mother-in-law told me well before I was married that I should never do my husband's laundry because
what? You should never do because why? Again, we do each other's laundry. My parents did each other's laundry. Like this is the take?
if I did, I would learn to hate him. These are just
You learn to hate I'm pulling her off the screen. I can't. You learn to hate somebody because you did their laundry. Okay. Person I live with, she never makes her clothes. Her clothes are always inside out, and it drives me crazy. I don't hate her. I get on her all the time about it. And then I move on. And then I make it right before I do the load of laundry. I don't hate her. Dude, if you hate somebody, if you get annoyed, there's a deep, hey, I'm not a psychologist, but I'll put on my shrink hat. I'll put on my therapist hat. There's a deeper problem there. It's not the laundry. It's something else. If I get in a fight with Brittany, it's not because she left a mess. I might act like it is. It's probably something else. This woman is the devil. And women who support this are also part of the problem. The mental load. I can't. I just can't. Anyway, guys, I had to vent about that for a second. I just do it. You know, let's bring up the old Nike slogan. The old Nike slogan that I go, you got to just do it. You don't want to do it. You can be tired because you got to get your kid up at 3 a.m. They were going psycho or they need to be fed. It's fine. Admit you're tired. You can feel that. But like, you got to just do it. It's life, man. Kids are, it doesn't matter whether they're a baby, whether they're in college, whether they're older. Your kid could be calling you at any time, any moment. And your job as a parent is to take care of them. And trust me, as someone who lost both his parents, who I don't have that anymore, that's like the toughest thing for me. That's the most difficult thing for me. And I know where some of my anger comes from if the baby's going psycho. It's not about the baby. It's about I can't call my mom. I can't take the baby over to my mom. That's where that comes from. It's frustration. It's on a deeper level. It's not that I had to get up at 3 a.m. to feed the baby. It's that I'm frustrated. I don't know what I'm doing. I have questions. I don't have my mom here to console me. Anyway, glad I went on that 40-minute rant about this ridiculous woman. We do have a hotline here at the Andy Ruther Show, don't we? We still have one. 859-935-0078. Give it a ring, guys. Let me know what you think. 859-935-0078. I'll tell you about my mental load. My mental load as a dad who works from home and takes care of 2 kids. Oh, man. I should attend one of her conferences and just heckle her. Heckle you, Paige. All right, guys, let's get out on that note. That's the show. You can rate, review on Apple, on Spotify. Subscribe where all podcasts are available. You know what to do. Follow me at Andy Ruther. My DMs are always open because I'm looking at my phone when I'm doing all this stuff with my kids. Have my phone out. Anyway, that's the show. Much love. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.